Welcome back, my fellow grease monkeys. I am the grease monkey of Blender. This is another live stream starting here on Tuesday, and there will be one Thursday. I don't know what I'm gonna be making today. I actually didn't make too many plans for this stream, not because I didn't have time, but because I actually didn't know what I'll do. But I'm gonna make something sci-fi related. We're gonna use that silhouette technique that I use in the last sci-fi, and hopefully I can make something within this stream. I don't like when my streams take I don't like when my projects for these streams take 2 streams to make or finish. I like to have a product or something to look at by the end of every stream. It's my goal. I usually like to have my streams at 3 hours, so hopefully that will happen today. So, hello, Space Cookie. She's twiddling her thumbs. And then there's Ferd. Good day. Good to see you, Ferd, as always. Always good to see you here in the monkey zone. Welcome to the monkey zone. Alright. Let me fix my hair here. My hair is really long. I've been growing out my hair for like years now. And it actually gets a little annoying. Oh my god. There you go. Anyway, hope everybody in the chat is doing well. Like I said, we're probably just gonna make some sort of sci-fi something. Probably a helmet, but you know, I'm not gonna make any promises here. Also, let me fix my camera. Maybe there we go. Maybe that's better. Okay. Okay, so here we are. And if anybody watching, please, I'm going to be using a toon shader, which I updated recently, so definitely check that out. Link in the description. I guess making a lightsaber is too cliche. A little. I don't want to adhere to any Star Wars rules. But, you know, maybe we'll look as I go. I'll look up references as I go. Hopefully that doesn't take a long time. And then we'll build out something sci-fi related. Let's just set up our scene. There's a few things I want to set up. I want to do that silhouette thing again. I thought that worked pretty well. So let's do some silhouettes here. Okay, Starfleet ship. That is a much better idea. Starfleet ship is much better. I'm gonna avoid doing a ship today, though. Like I said, that ship took me 2 streams to make. So let's see if I could just make an object of some sort. That's why I said helmet, because I'm like, you can call a helmet done whenever. But a ship, like, I don't know. I have opinions about ships. Let me take off some of this stuff here. Jiraj, good to see you, good to see ya. Alright, let me set up this scene real quick. I guess I'll just explain it. I do it almost every time. I want the background to be white, but I don't want the background to affect the lighting on my cube. So there's a special little trick we do where we use a mix shader. We put it at the bottom render. We make it white. You see how my cube becomes white. And we don't want that. And then we do an input shader, or an input node, light paths. We do camera ray on the factor, and then boom, we're left with kind of like a silhouette. I do Control H to hide the node. We just make this 3 or whatever, make it something simple, and there we go. We got our setup done. We'll set up with a better background in the future. Or actually, I could just put a better background now, right? Let's just do that. Let's put the better background now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a color ramp, do Control T, erase the image node it comes with, put it in the gradient here, put generated, we'll put textured, object. Why is it slanted? Am I doing something wrong here? Oh, let me do it this. That's why. I have to do a texture ramp, a gradient ramp texture. That makes it sideways. I do this. You really don't need the gradient, but then I like my even 90s degree numbers. So now we can just rotate the Y on 90. I got a new keyboard, so I'm gonna be mispressing a lot of stuff. Negative 90. Pressing a lot of stuff the wrong way. Got a mechanical keyboard. There we go. Our gradient's set, and then we'll set up some fancy colors here. What's interesting how the different texture coordinates give me like a different look. Like look at this. I have like the pink, white, and blue, but if I put it to object, it's the same. Never mind. Oh no, that's not what I did. So I had it ungenerated. So the mapping type from point to texture, and it kind of changes that. That's kind of interesting. It just kind of like displaces it. We'll just put point. It doesn't matter. There's something interesting about the color ramp that I never knew or that I never thought about was, so this pink is being interpolated, right, to this blue. And do we have a color wheel? So this pink is being interpolated to this blue, and for some reason it goes into like this white section. That's why the center here is kind of like a gray color. Like, let's see what color that is. This color is like right here, right? So it's being interpolated from here, and it kind of gives me this gray color. Instead of doing RGB, you can actually change this to SLV, and you can have different interpolations of colors going across your color ramp, which I find, I don't know, very interesting. Not that you can't just put a different color in the middle and call it a day. Like, we can like set it here. Oh yeah, sorry. You can put HSV, so it's a different interpolation, right? So we have this weird blue in the middle, and you could do near, you could do far. So I guess it tries to go all the way around the other way. You could do clockwise, counterclockwise. I guess these near and far are like somewhat the same. But just know that, I don't know, your color ramps can change. It's a very interesting thing that I don't see many people using. Mostly because I don't know if it solves that many problems. But it could be neat, guys. It could be neat. We're going to go back to RGB. And we're gonna set this up so this looks nice. We're gonna do front view here. We'll do right view here. We'll turn off this light so it's black. Alright, in this view we'll just see it like this. Alright, we're almost set here, guys. Okay, and then let me do one more thing where I'm gonna make this normal size, 1920, and we'll bring the camera back on the Y. Let's see if we can crunch some of these colors in. Alright, what's interesting here for me right now? Oops. There it is. Okay, cool. So I have my gradient. It goes from top to bottom. If I ever wanted to like make this smoother, I think you could just add in a math node at the end of this and hit, oops, math node, and then add, put divide, and you can divide this. Before the color ramp. There it is. And you can make it like sharper. It's kind of the same thing as doing it on the color ramp, but I don't know. Maybe it's better. I like it. It's looking better. Let's pick some different colors here. I don't know if anybody has any opinions on colors. Throw them in the chat, you know? I really don't care. They all look okay. Okay, we're all set. Ready to go. We'll do one more thing. The color, I want some control at the end here, actually. So I can make this more saturated if I wanted. There we go. Alright, I'm playing way too much with this. Let's just leave it as it is. We have it all set up, but honestly, for right now, we'll just keep it white. All that work. But we have it here for the ending, for when we do the polish. Alright, so we have our front view at the top, right? Front view. We have the right view on the right. We have our camera view on the bottom left here. And then we will put a matte cap on this. I should have done this all before the stream, huh? Wouldn't that have been smart? Okay, and then we'll take all this. Okay, I think we're ready to start building out something sci-fi. And in the meantime, while I'm working through this, you know, if anybody has any movies that they watch or anything interesting happened this week, I know it's only Tuesday. I know people start the week on Monday, some people start the week on Sunday. But if anybody has anything that they watch, I've been watching X-Files. That's a fun time. Scully and Mulder having a good old time. Alright, so I guess I'll talk through some of this stuff. So right now, all I'm doing is, let me bring some of this floor so we can see what we're doing here. There we go. Alright, so all I'm doing is just using shapes to make a good silhouette. That's all I care about right now is a silhouette. So let me shrink this down from the side. You can see that there's like that right view there, you know. Let me put wireframe on everything so I can see it better. And we're just going to make a bunch of shapes. So we're just going to go and we're going to feel everything out. I'm just going to add in random shapes. Like, you know, would a cylinder be cool? It could. Maybe an actual, just make it a sphere here. You know, that could be like a helmet or whatever. I'm gonna go into this. I'm gonna go to a drawing mode. I'm gonna add in a curve. Let's add in a Bezier circle. I'm gonna go into it, delete all of it because I'm just gonna draw it. Let's see, maybe we can make something connected here. Let's add some geometry onto this. All right. Let's dissolve that vertex. You know, maybe we'll connect this. We'll erase this vertex. You know, we'll see. You know what? We'll even delete this vertex. We should have just did two. You know, this is just to figure out some fun shapes here. You know, maybe this goes. Maybe it's not a helmet. You know, maybe it's like an aquarium. Or a garden, like a, what are they called, greenhouses? Maybe it's like a greenhouse. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a helmet. Let's just make an interesting shape. That looks okay. It looks good on the side. It's doing nothing for the sides here. Let's add some stuff to make it interesting on the sides here. Okay, let's see. Maybe we can add in. Gerard says, I was watching Rise of the Guardians in the weekend. And also also a new kids animated feature. Not sure what is the English name for it, but it would translate to Mice Belong to Haven. That's interesting. What is Rise of the Guardian? That sounds like, is that owl movie? Remember there was like an owl movie that came out? Is it that? Or is it not that? Probably not that, honestly. Or is it like That's not what the Guardians of the Galaxy is called, right? I don't know. All right. So, you know, we got some things sticking out. We're trying to make the sides look interesting here. Nope, it's the one with Jack Frost. Jack Frost. Like the Christmas man? Like the guy who brings winter? Alright, let's bevel this. Got some nice visuals. Okay. Maybe I'll check it out. Alright, that's an interesting look there. Alright, now this is the front. Okay, so then the side view, let's add in some intrigue here. Maybe we'll go into this front view. We'll grab these first two here. We'll extrude out. Maybe we'll bring it down a little bit here. Okay, so what? It's like it is like a mix of all these made up creatures. Okay. And then what is Mice Belong to Haven? Is that like a mouse story? There's Jack Frost, Sandman, Santa, Tooth Fairy, and Easter Bunny. Oh, I think I've heard of this. I think I've seen it. Kelly Johnson. What's good, Grease Monkey? The Toon Shady homie. Doing well, man. Let's do like a checker deselect here. So we're gonna select Tyrese Boys. Hey bro, I love your content. Keep up the great work. How long have you been blending for? Tyrese, thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. Thank you for being here. I've been using Blender for like over 6 years, 7 years. I use it on my project, so it's not like I only do Blender. Like I use it to make my 3D assets and stuff for like client work. But for quite a while, enough to feel pretty confident in it. Alright, let's see if this is an interesting shape. Maybe. Let's see. Actually, let's checker deselect some more here. So, select. Checker deselect. Oh, it doesn't checker deselect. I've been off and on for a year and do not feel confident at all. Tyrese, it takes time. The program is huge. Everybody that you watch, like, doing Blender stuff, there's like large portions of the Blender software they have no idea how to use. You know, like I see so many sculptors who have no idea how any of these modeling tools work. People who model like this type of box modeling doesn't know anything about like the effects or the shaders. There's a lot. This is basically a whole pipeline here. You know what I mean? Like, so definitely it takes time, and as long as you're having fun, that's the most important part. This stuff can get a little overwhelming. Trust me, I know, I've been there. So just make sure that you're always, you know, balancing yourself with fun and learning new things that you want to make and stuff. So definitely takes time. Do not be discouraged. Alright, we're adding some intrigue here by pushing this out. Yeah, I have no idea how to do shaders or advanced animation stuffs. Would you say focus on aspects of Blender and Master, or try to do a little bit of everything? So what I would do, Tyrese, is figure out the renders and images that you like, and try to eventually try to replicate the images that really speak to you, that you really like. That's what's gonna keep you interested, and that's what's gonna keep you going. And you're gonna learn everything that you need to learn, because when you learn, at least, you know, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but when you're learning something like as complicated that could be as Blender, the things that you're learning need to have a purpose, and the purpose, like, you want to make this look like a render. You want to make it look like this, right? If you're just learning, like, I don't know, things that you're not going to apply. Your brain is not going to absorb that and stuff. So I would say a little bit at a time, but honestly, like I said, go look at a render that you like and then start trying to figure out all the little bits and pieces that you need, and just know that textures and shading and modeling and all that is different stuff at it's a lot of different um, it's a lot of different disciplines, and you can just learn a little bit at a time. You don't need to master anything. As long as you're getting by, that's all. That's all that really matters. I think, at least. Okay, so let's see at the top here if we can add in a little bit of an interest. I don't think you could see my Tyrese. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. But just know that you can do it. And if you ever get discouraged, just take a day. It's okay. I think what happens is hold on, what am I doing here? I think what happens is that sometimes when you have a bad experience learning something, you associate that thing with like a negative feeling, and then it makes you not want to do it anymore. So just when you start really getting those type of feelings, you could just take a step back, and keep on going. For sure. What type of renders do you like? What is it that you like about Blender? I don't know if this is interesting enough. This looks like a little pod. Looks like one of those pods from like Dragon Ball Z. Animation. But yeah, but animation includes everything, right? Like that includes the render and all that stuff. So you're more interested in like animating a character or animating a scene or something like that. All right, I don't like this tail thing in the back. This, like I said, this thing looks like a Dragon Ball Z pod or whatever. So let's add in some sort of intrigue. I don't. It looks cool from the front, but from the side, it doesn't look too great. Let's see if we can add in. Okay, so my guy keeps turning a light purple when I use the updated shader, and changing the colors doesn't seem to change it. So, Kelly, I think what you should do is take off the gradient. Take off the gradient. There's two gradients that I have on there, like top, bottom, and then front, back. Turn off the gradients, and turn off the what is it called? The Fresnel. Take those off. I think that's what is making it purple. All right, let's make this interesting here. Let's get these guys. I have stuff on my 3D Instagram, but I need to upload some more of my stuff. Yes. And you're doing a very hard thing to begin with. Posting your work is scary. I know that. It's like putting yourself out there, making yourself vulnerable. It's a tough thing to do. Okay, so I'm gonna extrude. Oh man, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. Like I said, I got this new keyboard and I'm like, okay, let me deselect this. Okay. Alright, I'm just trying to add some intrigue here. And we'll scale this down. Scale on the X. Tyrese, do you think that you'll be able to model my roller skate for me? Don't think so, but I think that you could do it, Tyrese. Tyrese, I don't take commissions. For the most part, I do not take commissions. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Alright, let's keep... I don't know, I want to make this side view look a lot better. I just don't know what to do here. Alright, let's do like a loop thing going on. What time is it? Okay, so in about... Yeah. There's just so much to do in my life. I also got like a day job too, so I'll just be filling up my days. Alright, so I'm going to scale this out. This can maybe add some intrigue here. I'll model it a lot like this. Yeah, this is a weird shape here. So I gotta figure whatever happens. Let's say, let me see, in 10 minutes. All right, so in about 10 more minutes, I'm going to commit to whatever shape, and then we're just gonna have to start building out what we're building out. Where do you live? I live on the East Coast, Tyrese. East Coast. Where do you live? East Coast of the United States. The U.S. of A. Okay, gotta go. The stuff on my script. See you Thursday. See you Thursday, George. Good luck on your script. Nice. London. How is London like? Oh, Tyrese, no. LA is on the West Coast. on the complete opposite side of LA. Oh no. East Coast. I used to live on the West Coast. I used to live in LA. Space Cookie, what is it that you're making today? It looks like a landing pod or something from old school Flash Gordon or something. So today I didn't know what I was making, so I'm using the silhouette technique, right, to figure out a cool shape, and then about in 9 minutes, whatever shape I end up with, I'm just gonna start figuring out what it is. Since he says it looks like a landing pod, and that's exactly what I thought it looked like too. Maybe it's a landing pod. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll just have to go, you know, because like I could sit here all day to figure out what I want to make, but sometimes I just like to dive in head first, and hopefully something good turns out. All right, so let's see if I even like this shape. You know, it looks like a neat little landing pod. I still think the side view looks a little uninteresting, but I don't know how I could make it more interesting. Let's see, what if I flatten out this edge here, right? So let's flatten this out. S, Y, 0. Make it asymmetrical maybe. This could be like a little building, a little pod. I don't know. Actually, let me undo this. Now I'm getting an undersea alien planet habitat vibe from it. Ooh, we could do maybe under the sea. Yeah, if we like duplicated this, right? Let's see. Oh, let me put this all in a... I didn't realize these are two different objects. Let me put this in a new collection here. Same thing with this. We'll call it pod for right now. How much time we got left? Okay, we got like 5 minutes before I'm gonna commit. So, you know, that could probably be good. Maybe it's a turret cannon. So if we rotate it around, we have a turret. You know, there could be a bunch of little turrets. Maybe we flip it on its side. Let's see. Rotate on the X or on the Y. Who lives in the pod? Pod people, of course. Gina, thanks for the tips. I'm starting to get a handle on this shader now. Great. I'm glad. My tip also, Kelly, for the shader is the simpler the better. You know, if you can use less colors, if you could just add in a little bit of gradient, like don't put everything up to like 100. Just be real subtle with it. And just don't overdo it. You can easily overdo all the stuff or whatever. Okay. All right. So I'm leaning towards pod, like what you're saying, with some pod people. You know, maybe we could let's combine all this. Hold on. Let me combine this, and this. Control J. I'm gonna duplicate it, rotate it on the Z 180. We got it both sides, but what if we have like 2 connecting pods? Maybe people live in this pod or something. Oh man, I'm crazy for not having a plan this stream. Okay. So we got that. Let's bring these guys up to like ground level. It's about there. Could be a pod. Looks pretty simple. They connect. Alright, I like this, but could we have something interesting happening in the middle? Let's see. What could we have interesting? So we have these 2 pods. The motif is kind of circular. So let's add in another shape here. And obviously we might not commit to this. We may not commit, guys. Okay. Maybe this could be like a... Let's look at it from the side here. Okay. So maybe this could be like... Something is important up here, floating, right? And these pods are like connected to it. So there's an interesting trick you could do to connect some like cables to this. Let's see if it even works the way that I think it's gonna work. Basically, you select 2 of the objects, you hit Shift A, and if you have the extras on for curves, you'll go to knots and do catenary, and it'll connect a line directly to it. Let's see if I can add in some stuff here. I wish it would add more than one, but it does not. Okay, we added one. Is there anything we could do to this? Oh, we could bevel it, extrude it. Alright, we'll add in some depth here. And now I've got the song from Disney, My Little Mermaid, Under the Sea stuck in my head. That's funny. Alright, so let's add in another one. How do you change the colors of light 1 and light 2? So unfortunately, Kelly, the shader, you can't have different lights, different color lights, because the blending of the colors, I'm not sure how I would even do that. So basically, it's just to have two lights and you color the object what it is. So instead of thinking of the lights as the light color, you have to think about what's the object color, right? What you're coloring is the object. You're not coloring the lights. So the lights are going to be the same, unfortunately, until I learn some more, maybe. But I don't know. It seems pretty difficult here. Hopefully that answers your question, but it should. Alright, let me do something like this. Alright. Okay, we're gonna have to commit in 1 minute, and then we're just gonna move forward. Because of this, I have to have something at the end of this stream. It's importante. Okay. Oh my goodness, why? There it is. Alright, I'm just gonna move these cables around so they have some more intrigue here. Maybe I will shrink these up. Copy to selected, right? There it is. I'll duplicate these cables, and yeah, we'll just commit to this. We'll make these thinner. Same thing here. Duplicate this. We'll make this thinner. Alright. Now it looks kind of interesting on the side there and the front. Except I want to add some more variation to it. So let me look at it from the side here. I like it. I like it. Alright, let's do this one. There we go. We got some cables. And then what I like about this is the top half. Maybe we'll add in an antenna up here. Okay. It has been 10 minutes. I'm gonna have to commit to this shape. I think I have to commit to this shape. It is my stream. I could do whatever I want, but I think I will. And to save, I'm gonna put a mirror modifier in here. Oops. Let me put the origin onto the 3D cursor. Then when you add the mirror modifier, we do it on the Y. There we go. And then we'll figure this out here. We'll bring this in. We'll put clipping on. There we go. Okay. I think we're good. I think, you know, let me put the shader back to a color. I like what was being said by Space Cookie. An underwater facility of some sorts, pods, where maybe some experimentation's happening. Something's happening on the inside of this orb that they're maybe gaining power from. Or maybe the ancient ones are buried underneath here. So what we'll do is water is blue usually, right? So we will make the background blue tints. So let's make it blue. And let's see if we can get something interesting here. And I guess the darker blue should be at the top half of the we're gonna take off the grid now that it's bothering me, and the wireframe. Okay. Okay. And then we'll make this darker. Does it look black up there? It does. Let's see if we can bring it further down. Why doesn't... Oh, I'm dumb. I keep looking at these. I'm like, why don't I see the gradient? The gradients on front view and side views don't really show up. They only show up like in camera view. So let me go to camera view, which is right here. And let's set up our camera to something we like. And then we're going to start building out this stuff. And I'm going to do something different this time. And I'm going to shade as I go. We'll go from there. Okay. So I'm going to rotate all this stuff around the 3D cursor. So let's do that. We'll do 90 degrees. So it's facing the front of the camera. Oh, nope. Negative 90. Rotate negative 90. Oh my god. Rotate negative 90 on the Z. There. Okay, now it's facing the front of the camera. As we see here. There we go. We can barely tell. Let's set up our light. It's a sun lamp, right? Nope. Let's make it a sun. And let's rotate it to something that makes sense here. And we'll rotate it back on the individual element, active element. There we go. We'll do a top left lighting like a normal sun. The silhouette, Space Cookie says the silhouette looks a little like something that the artist Patrick Woodruff would have painted. Patrick Woodruff. Let's see. You know what? Let's see if we can get some inspo from whoever that is. I'm gonna Google them. And we're gonna look at it. Alright, let's see. Hopefully this doesn't get me dinged for something. Ah, psychedelic-y, colorful art. Okay. Look at that guy. Ah, it's like, feels like super fantastical. Surreal. Kind of gross looking. Gross as in not the painting's gross, but like some of these bugs and monsters are like uncanny. Like this flying ship, huh? Look at those guys. Whoa, he has a little hair up there. I like it. Alright, let's see if we can take some of this inspo with us. He has like bells in here. Cat lady. We love cat ladies. Some crazy looking trees. Some monsters. These interesting plants. Maybe we'll figure out some plant stuff, huh? It's crazy how low quality these pictures are. Can I make them higher quality? Hold on. Alright, these should be better. Look at this guy. That's like kind of nightmarish. Alright. Oh, look at the little submarines, little towers. Okay. I think I feel it. I think I feel it. So let's bring this back. Oh, and let's bring it forward. Let's bring it forward. Okay. So a couple things I already see that I want to fix here is I think maybe this should rotate 90 degrees and from the bounding box, so rotate Z 90. And then we'll grab on the X Maybe it sticks out. Maybe it was fine the way it was. Okay. Let's start building this out, and we'll shade a lot as long as we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all these guys. I'm going to put them into the pod, and we'll call this into drafts. This is going to kind of be our baseline, right? We're not going to touch this. We're just going to build upon it piece by piece for it to make sense, right? There we go. So, oopsies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this modifier. So let me do that. Apply the modifier. There we go. And I'm also going to just combine all these. So let's get all this stuff. We're going to just combine it to one piece because I really don't care. These are curves, so I have to convert them to mesh like this. And then I can select the rest of the stuff and combine it with Control J. So we'll call this draft. That's okay, you know? We can always separate it if we need to, but I don't think so. We'll call this pod, and we'll call it V1. And now we can start building out what we want to build. And we're going to make decisions along the way to see, you know, what we can do here, okay? So I think in this mode... Alright, so I have the side view, I have the front view here. I'll also view it like this. So you can see it kind of from like an angle there. Okay. Because I'm gonna work on it in the solid view because I like the matte caps. It helps me see better. I also like to put the cavity on so I can see the edges like that. You see the ridges and valleys. You know, I put those ridges pretty. Bring the valleys up. It's good stuff there. And then, you know, we could try some different matte caps here. But I think I'm going to do this plastic one. I think it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Look at all these different matte caps. Back in the day, we had to make our own matte caps. Back in Blender 2.5, matte caps. An old Blender head would come in here and yell about his day. Alright, we're going to do the plastic one because I think it's the most fun. And then I'm also going to put random, so it's a random color. Okay. Alright, we're all set up. We got our base. We got our background. We got our stuff. We got our light. We're feeling good. We're moving forward. So what I'm going to do first is work on these pods. And like I said, we're going to shade along the way. And you're going to see it on the left side here. So let's make a UV sphere first. Right click and hit smooth. And then we'll use this as a baseline like we did here before. Obviously, we could use the one we made, but that's not what we're doing with our life. So I'm going to line this up exactly where I need it to be. Okay. We got our orb. Our origin's in the center of the circle, but I'm going to put a mirror modifier so it mirrors on the other side. So I'm going to right-click, hit set origin to 3D cursor, because right now the 3D cursor is in the center. Now it's in the center. Now when I put the mirror modifier on it, it works. It's beautiful. Mohammed, good to see ya again. Thank you for joining. Okay, there is one thing I'm going to add here, and I need to put it into my asset browser, but there's a glass material I made a few streams ago that has been coming in clutch. It's part of my bottle live stream, so let's go in there. Let's go to the bottle. Let's go to materials. And let's look for bottle. I got bottle inside liquid and blah, blah, blah. It's bottle. So we're going to choose the bottle material. And we're going to call it glass here. Glass. Alright, it's loading the shader now. There it is. Hopefully my computer's frozen. Please don't crash. Hopefully the stream's still going. Okay. Alright. So we got our orbs here. I hope you're doing okay. I have exams and I can't stay. No problem, Mohammed. Thanks for stopping by. I am doing well. Good luck with your exams. I hope your exams go well. The colors you have going on makes me think of the copper constructs corroding water. Yes. Yes. Alright, so let's make some of this stuff invisible. I don't want to see this orb. So now that I made this orb, I'm just going to make... what am I going to do here? Alright, so I'm just going to remember, right? I usually like to model over, but look, it's like interfering here on the side. I like the inside, it looks pretty cool, but we're going to do that on our own. So what I'm going to do is... Let's see what I'm going to do. I'm going to... show you a trick. Maybe you guys don't know this. So if you, I'm gonna select the center line here, and I'm going to hit Control Plus. That expands the selection. There it is. I'm gonna select this as well. I'm gonna go to face mode. I'm gonna deselect these faces. We don't need to. It doesn't have to be here. I'm gonna hit C, middle mouse. You can kind of paint those away. C, middle mouse. C, middle mouse. Okay. Alright, so right now I have all the circle part selected. If you hit Control G, that puts it into a vertex group. So here's the vertex group. And we'll just call this orb. Because I'm gonna put a modifier on our draft here. And the modifier is the mask modifier. Right there. You select the vertex group. Reverse it, and now we have the orb deselected. I don't know if you guys knew that, but just know that you can do that. Anyway, I'm trying to make these educational too. Oh yeah, luminescent green algae or something, like glass orbs. Yes. Okay. We got our orbs. We're building it out. I thought I can do this efficiently, but we're going to have to brute force this. So let's take off the pod. We have our orb. And let's do a couple things. Would adding a solidify add a depth to it? Let's see. It can. We can make it really small here. Or really large. Could just be a well-mounted coffee machine or something. An extreme mounting machine, or a coffee machine. Alright, we're gonna maybe skip the solidify. We got the orbs going, I like it. Let's add in some of the stuff. I made this an icosphere so I could specifically rip stuff from it. So let's call this orb.000. And we saw it had 2 shelves on it. Let's see. When we turn this back on, it has 2 shelves, a little top point, and then like landing pad gear, I guess. So let's add the 2 shelves. The 2 shelves, we're going to do it this way. We're going to make them all separate objects because we want to color them differently. So I'm going to select where those things would be, which would be roughly where I'm at right now. We'll select both of them. Maybe this one. There it is. I'm going to hit Shift D. It duplicates it. Now I have 2 versions of this, right? I'm going to hit P, separate by selection. Now I have 2 orbs. But this one, this is what it's called. There it is. Except I don't want it to have the glass. I don't want it to have the glass material. I want it to have its own material. And then I'm going to hit solidify. So let's add a solidify modifier. And we're also going to make sure that auto smooth is on. So when we solidify and bring this out, it looks interesting. This is kind of expanding on their normals, which is technically fine. So we're going to fix that. The reason it's expanding outwards like that is because these faces, if you look at the normals, let's see if I can show you this. If you look at the normals here, you see they're all pointing, all the faces are pointing out. You see the little spikiness? It's pointing outwards. That's why the solidify modifier, when it expands, you see how it expands right with the normal? That's just how it works. I don't know if there's any options in here to change it. I don't think so though. So what to do, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this manually. We're not gonna use a modifier. I'm gonna take off these normals. I'm gonna select them all. I'm gonna hit E, that extrudes them, but I'm gonna right click. It brings it where it's at the same location. Now what I'm gonna hit S, and that scales them up. Oh, but it didn't extrude. Hold on. S. Okay. E. S. Oh man. Oh, it's because I have. Okay, I know what's happening. I had proportional editing. Select all. Hit E. Right click. But the extrusion is still there. You can expand it. It's expanding in like all directions. But if you hit Shift Z, that means it's gonna expand in everywhere but the Z direction, right? So there it is. Shift Z. Now, see, it expands outwards. And that's kind of what we want here, which is good. So let's expand this outwards. All right. I like it. And let's see if we can make some of this this thing interesting, right? So let's actually expand it a little bit out. Let's see if we can model some intrigue to it. We'll look at it from this camera here. So I have the well, I used to. Hold on, let me turn it on now. I have a few add-ons that I bought. They are paid, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately. They deserve the money. It's a great add-on. It's called HardOps, but you could do this on your own. You could add in the bevel modifier. This kind of just has a lot of shortcuts that helps expedite this type of stuff. So I'm gonna select it and hit bevel, and I'm gonna bevel the edges. See if that gives me anything here. It actually, these add-ons always cause me more trouble than, like, why? Hold on, I'm gonna isolate this. Okay, so my issue is here that these things are closed. So let's make sure they're not closed. What is happening here? Let me go to wireframe. Look from the top. There doesn't seem to be any. Interesting. There doesn't seem to be any. What is happening? Alright, so I have a weird issue. This is always what happens when I model stuff, huh? I'm just always screwing stuff up. I'm going to select the loop here. And I'm going to see if I go to select loop, and do inner region. Oh my god. Wow. What is happening, huh? Alright, I obviously did something wrong, guys. Let's go back. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay. I don't know what's happening. Let's try this again. See, this is the frustrating parts of modeling, huh? Like, you press the button like 20 presses ago that affects you right now, and you're like, what is happening? All right, extrude, scale, Shift Z. We scale this out. Okay. Everything's looking good. We got it. We'll hit bevel. Okay, now the bevel works the way that I want it. Okay, we got the bevel going on. Let's see if we can add in some extra panaz over here. So we will hit inset or I. We'll extrude it out. We'll hit Shift Z. Scale, Shift Z. Maybe shrink it in. We're gonna fix the smoothing angle here. Maybe fix the bevel. Alright, we'll hit inset again. We'll extrude out. We'll scale. You know, that kind of looks interesting, I think. Maybe we'll add something in the middle. It doesn't have to be a lot. Like I said, we're doing a toon shader at the end of this. And it really doesn't have to be anything crazy to add some like intrigue. We just need some like cuts and stuff. So the top looks pretty good. I like it. Let's keep it going. Maybe it's too busy. Let's just keep it simple. Alright. Let's do something similar to the bottom. Actually, let's actually do a manual extrusion here. We'll select that loop. Because what I want to do is extrude this. Sorry, inset this and then extrude it. Kind of give it a line there. Okay. Alright, let's look at our original draft. Okay. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna add in a little point to the top, make it make sense. I'll make it make sense. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at it from the top. Oh yeah, and I said that I would shade it as I go. Maybe that's the better way to go. So I'm gonna shade it. I updated my toon shader so I don't have to use lights anymore. So let's drag that to the top here. There it is. There's my object. Let's go to my shader. For anybody watching, it's a shader that I created. You could download it. Link in the description. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so let's select this shader. And let's mess around with this. What color should the metal be down under the sea? All right. There we go. I should just do it here so everybody can see. Alright. Alright, top shaded is good. We'll add in the second light. Let's add it to the bottom here. Maybe we'll add in some corroded metal looky thing. Metal on undersea projects usually become environmental colors as the natural environment takes over. Alright, then we'll do some of that. We'll just make it, we'll be quick. We'll just do the hue saturation here. We'll make it light blue. Desaturate it a bit. Cool. Alright. we'll keep it this baby blue for now, and we'll keep moving. All right, so let's put something at the top here. So let's go back to our orb here, and maybe add some stuff that'll make it make sense a bit here. Like, let me select the top half. So I'm going to select all these faces, and I'm going to duplicate it. And then I'm going to hit P, separate. We're separating the orb again. So now we're just left with this. We can extrude this. We'll make sure that it's, make it the metal color. We'll call it this one metal for right now. And we'll make sure that we have this auto smooth on. So it looks good. It looks good. And then looking for at our draft here, you know, would antennas look cool? Maybe we'll add in an antenna. The front view. Let me get some better views in here for you guys. Okay. Okay. So, what the heck was I doing? So let's add maybe an antenna. So let's go here. We're gonna zoom in on it. We're gonna realize that this has a point here that I didn't realize existed. So I'm gonna select all the face, hit S, Z, 0, and make sure it flattens us out there. And there's a there's a shortcut here to bevel out a vertice. I think it's Control-Shift-B. Yes, and you can like do a point and bevel it out and stuff. So that's pretty cool. So that's what we did. We will, you know, just extrude this a couple times. Give it a look. Maybe this last one is pointy. Or maybe it shouldn't be pointy. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll decide at the end. There it is. So it's like they're like little radio towers. Alright. So before on the draft, I had that there's like a tube bridge that connects them. And I do like that. What I think it should have is kind of like a support here, so it supports it here. Oh shoot, it supports it here, and then the tube comes out and stuff. So that's what we're gonna, let's build that next. And we're gonna do that just by selecting the faces that I think are the correct faces here. I think those are the ones. Hold on. Sorry, I'm having trouble here. Since it's glass, I should get out of glass mode. That's my issue. There it is. Much better. It's really hard to work in rendered mode sometimes. Okay. So I think I got the right piece. I'm going to hit Shift D, duplicate it. B, separate by selection. Go to the orb. Scale on the X0 so it's flattened out. Or maybe it shouldn't be flattened out. And we'll extrude it. Oh, but we'll extrude it on the X, so make sure it's good. And the mirror modifier, make sure clipping is on. There it is. We have been clipped, and then also make it a square. And then make it the metal. We'll make it the metal for now. So that's cool, I guess, a little bit, kinda. So let's add some shape to it. Let's add in some bevels. Let's see what it looks like just by using the bevel modifier. I don't know. It's okay. Let's bevel just the edges here, so it's just the top edges. I mean, make it more look like a walkway. Okay. Would it be interesting if I added something underneath? So I'm gonna inset it and then extrude. It looks weird on the shader here, so I'm gonna make a new shader, call it walkway, and then I'm gonna move the lights a little bit so the thing looks a little better. We'll take off one of the lights. We'll just leave it with one. Let's see if we can get the second color in here. I don't know where that second color is. There it is. Maybe it looks okay. I actually don't like the bottom half here, so I'm gonna take that away. What I am gonna do is I am gonna cut it, and I'm gonna line up that cut so it's flat. So SX0, hit G twice, and we'll get it right till it's like the edge of it right there. And then I'm only gonna bring this down. Alright, maybe we gotta bring that line a little further in. This is all feelings, guys. I'm going off feelings. Like, does that feel good? I don't know. Should it be like that? We should probably just leave it. All that. Sometimes you already have it. It's already fixed. Let's add in some shapes in here that we enjoy. And by shapes, I just mean insets. It doesn't have to look crazy good. Just enough to have some details in it. I have to make the shader again. Okay. There we go. I'm lighting it just so. Just so. I'm gonna do a trick here where it's flat. We're gonna do box. This will make the texture work a little better. I think so. Maybe I should just hit unwrap. Unwrap. Alright. Maybe I shouldn't shade it along the way. Anyway, we're good. We're gonna keep moving. We'll fix it later. I like it. So this is good. And I like how it looks. Let me see if it would be cool to have just a little strip go around. So let's duplicate this. Get the string. Extrude out a little bit. Calculate the normals. Recalculate outside. Extrude, scale on the Z. Oops. Extrude, scale on the Z. Nope. There it is. Anyway, just a little strip. Let's see if that adds any flavor to this. We're just exploring. Does that look good? I don't know. Is it breaking up my shapes too much? It possibly could. We'll take it off for now. We'll keep going. Okay, let's go back to our draft. Okay, we have like these orb things sticking out of them, which I think look pretty cool. So let's do some of that. Alright, let's undo this. And we're going to build it right off of the orb that we've already made, like I said. I'm going to choose the middle point of where I think it should be, which is right here. I'm going to hit Control plus to expand. We're going to grab those faces. I'm going to hit Shift D, duplicate them. Alright, we have our piece here. We'll make it out of a walkway metal. Right, and then we're gonna make this into a circle. I think it's like Alt S, Shift S. No, Control Shift S. That's save, which we should save. Alt S. Nope. Control Shift S. Yes. So Control Shift S makes it into a sphere. Look, see how it makes it into a circle there? It's a pretty interesting feature Blender has. You know, or maybe we can make this a different way. Maybe I'm complicating this. Because it looks stretched out. There are some different ways we can go about this. Let me give it a thing. I'm going to take a little coffee sip here. Let's see. I think a good way to do this would be, let's make a cylinder. Let's focus in on this cylinder here. Let's select the top, delete the face. I'm going to select the edge, and we're going to do Control F and do a grid fill. We're going to duplicate this, copy that grid fill, Control I, delete the rest of the stuff. We're left with the grid fill. Okay, we're going to right click, set origin to volume, so it's right click, surface. There we go, surface. I'm going to rotate it on the X 90 degrees. Then I'm going to bring this guy over to the front here. There we go. We're going to bring him right there. We're going to shrink this down. I'm going to zoom in on it. Let me line this up in a better way here. Let's just line it up kind of as best we can here. Actually, let me figure out where the dead center of this is. By going cursor to selected, oh no, I have to do set origin to volume surface. I'm gonna take it back. I just need to know where it is on the x-axis. X-axis, there it is. All right. Then we can bring this Kelly, when you got a Touche Marine for us? Oh, Kelly. I don't know. Marine is very not interesting for me. I like sci-fi. I like sci-fi, Kelly. Do you have any sci-fi? Do you have any sci-fi things that you like? Alright, let me bring this down. This really doesn't look like it's in the center, but supposedly it is. Alright, we're gonna do a shrink wrap modifier. I think you owe it to the homies to toon shade it to complete that tutorials. Was it a tutorial? Yeah, I will definitely get to it, but just know that it is not fun for me. Okay, orbs. We're gonna offset it. But yeah, I will toon shade it. I don't think it'll be very difficult, Kelly, to toon shade it. I think you could toon shade it, Kelly. You just throw the toon shader on there. Kelly, I do not. I haven't watched Game of Thrones. I don't like fantasy that much. I won't say I hate fantasy. I just don't care for fantasy in I don't care for fantasy too much. All right, let me project this. And I'm only going to project it on the outside, maybe? No. I was struggling with your toon shader just now until you gave me some help. Well, I'm glad I can help. I'm glad you asked the questions. Okay, I'm going to do project on the Z. Why isn't this working? Grease my Game throws was a culture phenomenon. You don't want a slice of that? No, Kelly. Interesting for me. I don't really feel FOMO for anything. I don't have that FOMO feeling. So I don't. Yeah, I don't need a slice of it. Don't want a slice of it. Once again, I grew up doing sci-fi my whole life, and fantasy was just never it. There we go. So I did it on surface, on the z-axis, positive, negative. I mean, the end was terrible, all things considered. Yeah, and I mean, and even that makes me not want to watch it even more. But no, I have so much to watch, and all of it, and most of it is not fantasy, if not all of it. All right, we're gonna apply, and then we're gonna extrude. There we go. And I think we got this shape relatively to what I thought it would be. I mean, it was terrible. Not watching Game of Thrones represent. And don't get me wrong. By the way, I don't think Game of Thrones or any sort of fantasy, I don't think it's like bad. I'm sure it's excellent pieces of. I'm sure it's excellent content and great, and people love it, and it's well written and all that stuff. It's just not for me, unfortunately. Alright, let me rotate. Let's see if I can make two of these. So I'm going to rotate around the 3D cursor. I'm gonna Shift D. I'm gonna duplicate it with Shift. Oh, D. I'm sorry. And rotate it 180. I didn't watch it or like it either. Yeah. But Space Cookie, do you like fantasy at all, or was it just Game of Thrones? You know what I mean? Like I said, I bet you 100, I bet so much money, Game of Thrones is not bad, so to speak. I don't think fantasy is bad. I don't think Lord of the Rings is bad. I don't think any fantasy is bad. Just not my cup of tea. Metal 001. Alright, let's see if we can feel this out a little better. I like my fantasy in books or on tabletop. And see, Space Cookie, that's what we differ to. I don't even do fantasy. I don't like D&D. Well, let me phrase that. I don't like the role-playing of Dungeons and Dragons or Orcs or anything like that. When I've done role-playing games, they've been like either horror-based or sci-fi based. They have not been they haven't been anything else. Okay, so we have the light. Looks pretty good. Let's take off one of the other lights. There it is. Let's get the second color. I'm currently in a horror sci-fi tabletop game. What is the horror? What game is it? Not right this second. I'm also gonna change the color of this here. Let me just change the color. Maybe we do a slight variation of purple. Let's do 550. Same thing with the top here. We'll just put this to metal too. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just keep it. Okay. Now that this is here, we can hit Control J and wonder what happened to my shader. There it is. How about we don't Control J? We keep it the same there. It's called Dark Space, where there are living spaceships and high technology form ages past, we're all the rediscovering blasters and stuff like that. When they're living spaceships, like the spaceships are alive, or am I misreading that? Cursor, oops. We'll do the cursor there. Okay, we're gonna be using a mirror modifier on this here. So right click. Set origin to 3D cursor. Alright, we're gonna have to duplicate this. So let's get the mesh. There it is. Okay. 3D cursor. Same thing with here, 3D cursor, and we'll put the mirror modifier on both. Mirror. There you go. Yeah, they're alive, or some of them are. Technology has advanced that far. So the ships speak or something? That's an interesting take on that. Alright, I think what can make this middle part interesting is if we put something at the center here. I think I just realized. We'll just do these faces here. There. And that kind of breaks up a little bit of the shaping there. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is these little leggy things. So I like how they look, but oops. I need to figure out if I can make them look better than what they looked like before. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the bottom half, go to my solid view so I can see this better, select the orb. I'm gonna duplicate this line here. I'm gonna hit P, selection. Recalculate outside. Shade smooth. Auto smooth. Okay, that's already there. Okay, let's see if we can. Maybe this should just be plain. Maybe this should just be like this and not have anything else attached to them. Maybe that's the move. Maybe we'll just give it little feetsies down here. We'll select the faces. We'll bring these down. Alright, we don't have a ground floor, so this is why this looks a little weird. So let's add in a ground floor, just for now. Okay. Let's add in a let's add in a shader, put it ground, and then I'm going to subdivide this a bunch. Let's subdivide it like, I don't know, 50 times. We're gonna do displace modifier, easy stuff. We're gonna put 0 on both of these. Some easy texture stuff. Right click, shade smooth, and then we're gonna light this up a little better. Alright. We're gonna change the color. Let's see if we can light this a little better. Let's take away this highlight color. Let's actually just make it the same. Definitely don't want the ground floor to take any oomph away. So maybe this is not the way to go about this. Let's get the second color in, because I don't see the second color. There it is. Let's just mute this. Hey, gotta go. Try. Thank you for streaming again. Good luck with the undersea world. Space Cookie, take care. Hopefully you have a great Tuesday. Take care, take care, take care. See you later. Alright, maybe everything should be opposite here, huh? Because it looked a lot better darker. So let's make this like a dark blue. Maybe this should be white. Our second color's not even coming in. Alright, this is looking much better. Maybe we'll bring this back in, except it won't be color shifted at all. Maybe we'll just bring the valley down. Or we'll bring the saturation down. Oh, no. Maybe we'll just bring the valley down. There we go. Alright, let's see what this looks like in our camera. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some more detail here by making this bigger. And maybe subdividing it one more time. And then messing with this texture again. And messing with how strong it is. We'll save it. Alright, let's bring back our original thing. Alright, and now let's just add in some intrigue onto these little orbs here. So let's just do some loop cuts, easy stuff. We'll bevel and extrude the inside. You know, we'll just do some of that. Maybe we'll cut it here and just cut it into that. And that's it. Just has to look somewhat interesting. We can change the colors later. Okay. Now let's color up these tubies. Okay, okay, let's see our original thing. We have an orb and blah blah blah. So let's spawn the orb here. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to go into edit mode, do cursor to selected for that guy. I'll go back to my pod. I'll take this off. I'll bring the orb. Make it as big as I can. We'll go into camera view here. I'm gonna subdivide. Nope. Shade smooth. Okay, so I think unfortunately this glass shader that I have is affected by lights. I haven't updated that one. So I'm going to see if I can convert it into the shader that doesn't require lights. So let's do that. Let's do the metal. All right. We'll duplicate it. We'll call it flying orb. .000. Let's look at the glass shader, see what this has. So the glass shader has kind of, it adds it to an add shader and does all this stuff here. Okay, when I go back to this one, I gotta make sure it has backface culling, show backface screen reflections. So it has all of them selected. Okay, so let's just do that for right now. For this flying one, we have backface culling, screen reflection, screen translucency, alpha blend, and none for shadow mode. Let's just do that. Alpha blend and none for shadow mode. Good. Looks like that's all set up. Now we can copy this node stuff here, and I think that will help it here. So I'm going to hit Control C a bunch of times. Go here. Grab. Alright, if I go back, it looks like it's connected to the add shader at the top, and then that's connected to the top. And let's see if this works. Shader is compiling. And let's see it in action. Okay, cool. So the glass is there, it's working. Let me use a different material instead of this brick. We'll do the leather. The leather looks much better. Let's take off the second light. It's just going to be one light, maybe from the front. We will bring out a lot of the second stuff, like the second color. Oh no. Don't crash. I didn't save. Come on. Okay, save, because it felt like it was going to crash. So don't ever forget to do that. Cool, and I got the glass shader here, and then I can also bring up the vibrance here. Alright, I like it. And just for this, I'm gonna copy the same colors. So we'll hit Control C, Control V, and we're gonna do it for all these, and then we'll figure out what actual color to make them. Looks like the color's not transferring the way I thought it would. I wonder if I should do something where I add in a color, hue saturation, and oversaturate it. Alright, compiling the shader. Oh, it's because it has this gradient on. Okay, we can take this off. That gradient's always messing me up. Okay, so this works. It's looking good. And then we can always shift the color here to something else. But for right now, we'll leave it. Alright, now I need to know a couple things here. If I remember correctly, I can add in an emission toggle. So we'll put one on here and see if that does anything. Because we're going to make it glow. Alright, let's put bloom on and ambient occlusion. What's great is that the ambient occlusion is on for these right here, and I think maybe a little strong. So let me take off ambient occlusion for some of these. We'll add it in later. But I love the gradients it creates. We'll tweak it all later. Like, look at that. Love that gradient. So good. So good. I love it. Okay, so we'll put bloom on. I'm just curious to see if this thing will glow. It does. We can make it glow. Alright, let's add in a solidify modifier. I always like to play with the solidify because I'm always curious if it's going to look any decent. Alright, if I put in, also let me fix this light here. Oh, that's so interesting. The reflection moves? Oh, it's because the normals are flipped. Right? No. It is. Okay. Let me put this back up here. Alright. So if I make another orb, and then I add a material onto it called emissions. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I can make the center glow. Can I make it glow a different color? I can. Okay. So it could be like a blue color or whatnot. We can make it smaller and then emit super bright, causing like this gradient to come outside of it, which looks pretty cool. You know, we can obviously mess with how the shading looks for this. But it's cool that we can do this. So we're gonna make sure that this goes into glowing orb collection. Actually, let's do some organizing right now. So let's put all this stuff in one place. Call it pods. We'll call this ground. Oh, we already have a pods. It was already there. It was fine. We'll delete it. We'll save it. And we'll keep it going. Alright. Now let's add these cables. Honestly, we might just steal the cables. So let's just steal the cables real quick. We'll add in a metal. We'll duplicate it and we'll figure out how to make it look decent. Let's bring the reflections up top here. I cannot find it. Let me take off the second light. There we go. Okay. Instead of these cables being blue, maybe we can change. Oop. Maybe we can change these colors. We can see the cables going through, so I think I'm gonna just cut that out. Alright, so let me isolate these and select the circles here. There we go. I'm gonna just move these so they're slightly in there connected, and then I'm gonna give them some depth or some thickness at the end there, like if they're plugs or something. Alright, so we'll do this one, we'll delete this. Where is he? Okay, and then we'll select the outer edge here and do an extrude by face. Alright, let's isolate this. What is happening? Oh, I see. We're going to do it from the individual elements. Alright. They kind of extruded weird. So I may have to redo the cables, but let's see if I can fix it. Selecting the edge, bringing it out. Selecting the edge, hitting double G. And just hoping that works. Double G. Alright, we're gonna make another metal, duplicate it, and then we're gonna select all of these guys, because we're gonna color the edge differently. Assign. There we go. We'll do a dark blue for these plugs there. All right. All right. So now looking at the camera, I like how this is looking. We got an orb. We got a thing going on. We got plugs. Things are going through. I think what I want to add is like some background elements and maybe add in some fog and see how that works out for me here. So I already have a fog that I've done before, so let's append that. Let's see if I can find it. I forget where this thing is. Project files. I think it's under world. We're gonna have to copy some stuff. Alright, let's see. So we're gonna just select all this. We're gonna copy it, go back to our original, and see if we can incorporate it in here without destroying what we already have. There's only one camera in here, so let's go to that camera. There we go. Apparently there's a second camera group in here. We gotta take all this off. We don't want any of this. No camera, no main camera, no this. Erase that. Okay, let's see if this is destroyed or not. Save. Yeah. Okay, we'll put it in here. Nothing seems to have changed. Is there something I have to activate here? Volumetrics. Alright, so the volume, so yeah, I can definitely add in the volumetrics here. I had like this fade out fog thing going on, and I know it's not working the way I thought it would. I wonder if this is even the one I was using. Let me append the first world. Yeah, I think it was. Alright, let me do some tidying up here. Let me clean up recursive, delete a bunch of stuff. delete this stuff. Let's put this camera focus. Okay, this is getting closer. I have the fog, except it's coming from underneath, which is kind of weird. Let's rotate it on the X. 90. Now when I look at the fog, it is coming from the right. Let me put my clipping out to a bunch. And let me make sure that my volume stuff is rendering correctly. We'll take off volume shadows, and we'll try to make this thicker. Let's see. We definitely can't see through there. Okay. So our fog is connected to this orb here. Let's see if we can. There we go. Let's connect it to this color. Alright. Now let's do some divide in here. Let's take off the color. And let's see if we can color it the same as the background here. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's put some stuff off in the distance here. Like I said, I wanted to have some background elements here. So let's make some background elements. Actually, I'm going to use something called a rock generator. I think it's here somewhere. Rock generator. Let me isolate it, actually. Alright, let's get the rock generator. Mesh. Rock generator. We'll zoom up on it. We'll do a number of rocks here. Maybe we'll do like 5. We'll make them. No, we'll make them normal scale. We'll scale them up afterwards. Deformations. Let's see. We'll deform them. We'll make them rough. Detailed edges. I don't know. Smooth factor. No smooth factor. Smooth iterations. No. Oh, we got presets. We got ice. Much smoother. Sandstone. That looks alright. River rocks. They look like pebbles. Asteroids. We'll do asteroids. We got fake ocean. We'll do asteroids. Okay. Generating 5 of these rocks. Some fake asteroids here. Some good stuff. Okay. So now I'm gonna grab and hit control. Let me put this on face mode here. Grab, control, put it there, grab, G, control, G, control, G, control, and G, control. Okay, we got the rocks here now. Let's see if we can place them in a fun way here. We're going to be trying to frame up this thing here.
Alright, let's bring that beam down.
Okay. Scale this up. We'll put this off way in the distance. Mid distance here. Maybe this guy can be one of the ones in the foreground. We'll stretch him out. I actually don't like the shape of this rock. Looks a little smooth for me. So we're just going to delete it, and we're going to just duplicate this one. Oops. Duplicate this one. Scale it a little differently. Maybe rotate them 180. Alright, let's duplicate this guy. Alright. Looks pretty good in camera, but then outside of camera it looks all weird. That's cool. Alright, let's keep working on what's happening in this background here. Alright, let's see if we can bring this fog further back. Right now it's sitting right in front here. Let's see. Do somewhere right there. I like how it looks dark, but the issue is I need to fix the orbs. These orbs. So we're gonna have to do the same thing here. gonna have to copy these guys. Go to these orbs. Oh no, we should just copy this flying orb onto these right here. We'll do flying orbs. Actually, we'll probably keep them the same. Why not? Alright, looks a little super bright. Let's see if we could take off the glowing orb here. Alright, and then we'll take off the lights. There it is. Add some ambiance to that. Ambiance. Okay. Alright, let's fix some of this. Fiddling with these shaders is what takes forever. This looks ridiculous. Let's see if we can change some of this color management here. Instead of the look, we'll do very high contrast. Maybe not. We'll just do medium contrast. Just punch it up a little bit. Let's bring this density back. Oh man, I probably gonna spend the rest of the stream just fiddling with this for a little bit. Just trying to get the fog right before I start messing with these shaders. But my fog is not acting the way that I thought it would. So it's kind of weird. Like, usually gets filled with fog. I don't understand what's happening. Oh, is it just because there's no glowing orb? Weird. Maybe. We'll save. See some different colors back here. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Alright, we'll keep it going. Let's see. Let's go. Cool. Let's see if we added a camera focus onto this. Let's put in depth of field and we'll do camera focus and we'll make it all blurry. It's interesting how that looks. Maybe no depth of field for right now. Alright, and then for these little orby guys, let's get out of here. I'm gonna select these two orbs, cursor to selected. Cursor to selected, okay. We're gonna rotate around the 3D cursor and then we're gonna rotate these guys around. Oh, we're gonna rotate these guys around. Just seeing if it even looks good. Maybe we should make them smaller. And then rotate them. Hmm. Alright, so for right now, let's, what if we got these orbs? Let's go to edit mode. Cursor deselected. What if we got this guy, we duplicated it, and then we go selection to cursor, and we bring these down a bit. And then we put this to the 3D cursor, we add in a mirror modifier. Mirror. So it's on the other side. Does it even look good? They look a little uneven. Alright. There we go. And then we'll take off the first glowing orb. And then maybe we make this object glow itself. So let's see. Guess we'll have to separate this just in case. And just for good measure, what if, can we see something that's in there? Let's see. Can we only see it if it's glowing? Let's see. We can only see it if it's glowing, I guess. Can we make this more transparent? Let's see. Oh, we can. We made it the most transparent. Alright, and maybe we can add in a couple things here. Alright, let's add a Fresnel. We'll maybe make it a little transparent, just so it really sticks out here. We'll rotate the Fresnel so that it's on the right side, on the correct side here. There we go. Alright, so let's bring the highlight down a little bit so it's like just bright enough. Let's bring the second color down. There we go. Okay, now let's start messing with some of these shaders here. So for this shader, let's bring in a hue. Let's see if we can, I don't know, make these a little bit more interesting. Mess around with their coloring. Let's take away these glowing spheres here. Let's just see what they look like without anything glowing. And fiddle with these. I like these colors I'm getting here. There we go. Alright, let's put these gradients back on here. We added a Fresnel. Let's rotate the Fresnel so it's on the top left. Like this. Really give these guys a lot of outline. Maybe we'll bring down the highlight color. Just so it's very slight. And we'll bring up the texture. Alright. Alright, those are good. Maybe the Fresnel can be like a different color here. You can especially see it. Let's see if I can zoom it on in here. Nope, that's not what I wanted. This. So those edges, they're white right now. Maybe we'll make them like a slight blue or something. Alright. Since I'm doing this for Insta, let me actually make this 1080 by 1080. Let's move in the camera. Right there. Because of that, we're gonna have to move these rocks. Probably make them right there, and we'll also make them bigger. Right. Should a second rock, oops, should a second rock be here? Flatten it out. Maybe this rock kind of move. This rock move in. Looks like it's clipping back there. Let me make sure my clipping on my camera is really far. Can always duplicate this. Bring it out further. Duplicate this. Make it smaller. There we go. Move this one a little bit. There we go. Alright, let's see what else we can do to this. We'll add in a color. I think I erased it earlier. Alright, let's see if we duplicate this and make it smaller. Would that give it an interesting look? Let's change some of this stuff here. Let's do Alt N, flip normals. What if I flip these normals? And then I duplicated it, shrunk it, and then flipped them again. I think that's an interesting. Kind of gives it its own Fresnel. Let's do the same thing for this one. So let's save. Let's go in, control, flip normals, so we can see the inside. Ooh, the inside. Let's duplicate it, shrink it, and then flip the normals. I think that gives it an interesting look there. Now I could definitely have control over what it looks like here. Maybe bring up a couple there. It's cool because like the other side gets lit too. Like it's getting lit by two sides now instead of one. I think that's pretty cool. Looks cool as a bubble here. go. Okay, maybe we'll make it real thin there. There we go. Alright. We're not gonna leave the monkey in there. We'll probably put something silly like a diamond or something. It's a jewel. A tetrahedron. Alright, I think we're getting really close with these shader parts or whatever. I think we're getting pretty close. We're going to save. I'm going to choose the ground, and I'm going to put in an AO distance, and I'm going to do the same color as this, so it looks like it's coming, like that's what it's coming from, like it's glowing, huh? There we go. It's pretty good there. Let's see, for this orb, I have it so it was like really transparent, but I can make it really opaque. So we'll do something like this. There we go. All right. What do the glowing orbs look like? They may be a little too much. Maybe we can make them less strong. Maybe we could just make the orbs glow. Let's do that. I mean, they look interesting getting glowed out, but I don't know. Alright, let's go back to the fog thing we were doing. Hopefully we can figure it out now. Yeah, brighter, colorful sky looks a lot better. Maybe we'll do green. This kind of adds the overall tint. I think the blue's good. There we go. Looks so crazy without that. Yeah, with the glow in the background glowing, that looks like we're in the sky now. Alright. Alright. We're almost at 3 hours, which is great because I'm almost done. I think we're just going to add in a little bit of movement. Let's see if we can add in a... We'll add in a rounded cube, but there's presets here. Get some octahedrons up in here. Let's isolate. Let's see, rounded cube. Rounded cube. There we go. Alright, let's do one of these. Because it's like whatever it's called. I'm going to subdivide it a couple times here. Unisolate it. I'm gonna add in a fractal cell fracture. And then I'm going to do a fracture. I'm just gonna do its own particles, whatever, real time. Doesn't matter. Let's see if it works. Great. So we're gonna put all those guys into a collection called fractal. See, it's all broken up, kind of like in perfectly symmetrical pieces. I actually didn't want that, but that's fine. We'll do a set of locations. We'll separate it. Oh yeah, I really didn't want symmetrical pieces here. Let's do individual origins. Alright, let's try something else. Let's try diamonds. A gem. Okay. And what if we gave it like a glass shader? Okay, we'll call this gem. Let's add in some lights for it. Where's the lights? Objects. Let's add it there. We'll add in a second light. Rotate it on the other end. So there it is. Let me make sure we got this all covered here. Let's change the color here. Can we make this more see-through? Change the color. Great. Bring it down. Can we add a bevel modifier to it? We cannot. Okay. We could make this glow. I think that's what we'll do. We'll keep it there for a second. Let's bring down the highlight of the orb just so we can see that a little bit better. We're gonna parent the diamond to the orb. Let's see, keep transformations. Main orb. There we go. Alright. A few more things and we're almost done. I think I can do it in 10 minutes. Alright, so for these guys, we're going to remake these cables. So for right now, we will make a new collection called cables. The 000, we'll save. We'll hide this guy. And let's make some new cables here. Let's do Shift A, curve, knots, capillary. Aww. Alright, I'm gonna make an empty here, just so I can make what I need to make here. Okay, curve, knot. There it is. Alright. We'll get this guy, we'll put it under cables. We will add some depth. And honestly, we're gonna just dissolve everything in between. Dissolve vertice. We should have just done it the normal way. There we go. We're gonna grab this guy, hold control. Maybe dissolve this edge. Dissolve this vertice. Look at this from the side. scale, scale. There we go. Let's check out this wireframe real quick. Let's add in some resolution here. Whew. Let's take off this wireframe again. Alright, let's rotate this in a way where, I don't know, it makes sense. Can I add a mirror modifier on this? I can. But we need it in the middle here. So let's put the origin at the 3D cursor. And we're good here. We can duplicate this. Do the same thing. Grab. To the nearest face. Grab to the nearest face. See if we can make them a little different. If we see a side view, can we make it look a little different here? There we go. Cables have some drag. Now the question is, can I parent this? Alright. I think what I can do is I'm going to put some hooks on here. Let's see if I can do a hook. Select hook, resend a hook. Hook to new object. Hook to select the object. It's Control H though is what I think I want. Control H. Cannot add hook with no other selected object. Alright, let's see if I can parent this to this, and then when I move the orb, it kind of works. Alright, that's what I wanted it to do. So let's now add in that motion where this thing is kind of like floating there. cool because it stays attached because of the hooks attached. So that's good. So let's save that. Let's put in all the right amount of stuff here. I usually do like what, 600. We do 660 frames a second. We'll hit this at 1. We'll go to our graph editor. Okay, we'll go to graph editor, and we'll do an individual keyframe on the Z. And I'm going to do a cycle, because at 10 frames, maybe it goes up. Maybe a significant amount, like right there. And the repeat motion will do repeat mirrored and repeat mirrored. So it goes up and down very quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just move this guy down the Y, but I'm going to keep paying attention to here so it loops perfectly. So let's do it at 20. There we go. That should loop, I think. Oh no. Why doesn't it loop? I don't understand. Maybe it loops every 100. Let's see. Grab X. Okay, that loops a little better. I think it loops a little too fast though. Since it's 600, we'll do it 200. So grab X 100. That should be perfect now. Alright. Alright, it doesn't perfectly go here. Back up again. Alright, let's do this. Should be it's 150, so grab X -50. There we go. That should be it. Okay. the rock backgrounds, glowing orbs. Alright, now for this guy rotating. This guy right here. We'll do 0. Oops. 0. Single keyframe. Bring it to the end. Maybe it rotates 5 times. So 360 times 5. Single keyframe. We'll make sure that this is linear. Oops. Linear. It's rotating way too fast. So let's do 360 times 2. Maybe 3. Nope. 2. We'll single keyframe it. Alright, I think the shader here a little too bright on one side. Let's fix that. It's this side. Maybe just a little bit there. Same thing for here, maybe a little too bright. Still a little too bright right there. Okay, got that going. Alright, I think I want to keyframe some glow in here. So maybe in the beginning, we will keyframe that, and then at 300, we'll keyframe this at like 20. Yeah, 20. And when we go back, we'll put it back to 1. Let's see, maybe it should just be something like around 300. We do it really fast. Let's go back to our dope sheet. Let's select these. Maybe we'll offset it right when it goes up to the top. So right up here. Grab it right there. So be like, boom. Maybe we should go much brighter. Oh my goodness. Let's go back into the shader. Should it be 5,000? Should it be something insane? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe 1,000. 500. Let's do 500. Alright, we got some glowy, we got some moving. Now I guess we could do some standard camera move stuff. And then maybe add in a little bit of electricity from one of my things that I've made before. So let's add in the camera move.
Alright, let's bring that beam down.
Oh, but let's add it in the first frame. There we go. Got the graph editor. And for everything, we're just gonna do. We'll start with Z. We'll do noise. And it's obviously shaky. Maybe like 150. Bring down the strength. And then we will do a restriction of frames. Start, 1. And we'll blend it about 50 frames each. Alright, we'll copy. We'll paste these on the rest of them. Maybe we won't do it on the X. And on the Y, we'll just make sure we offset it. Maybe I will do it on the X, I just have to offset it. Maybe bring it down to 0.3 instead. Alright, maybe we can also do it to rotation. We'll hit I. First frame, and the rotation we'll do first is X. Let's see how that looks. Whoa! Whoa! It's ridiculous. So I have to put something really low, like. It's like so strong. What's interesting is it looks like it disappears. Like the diamond comes in and out. What is happening? Seems to happen with the rotation. I guess we'll just keep the rotation off. I don't know. I don't want to solve that issue or get into that in the slightest. And then finally, I think I'm going to add in some electricity. Let me just go. To see. I have it here somewhere. I have to open it up though. Let's remember where it was. It's lightning. Let's see. It's not that one. Lightning 2. Nope. It's lightning 3. Nope. Wavy lightning? Nope. And then this one. Okay. Alright, electricity orbs from work in progress lightning. Okay. So let's add that to this. Let's do an append. We'll do lightning, which is over here. Work in progress lightning, collections, electricity orbs. Alright. GM stylized shading skills reign supreme. Thank you, Kelly. As always, thank you, thank you. Alright, let's get these electricity orbs out of here. GM, I'm in work. I'm in the northeast, Kelly. Let me get these objects. What are these attached to? These attached to anything? Wave subdivision displace. Textured empty. Alright, let's put this textured empty. All these empties. Let's put them all in the same place here. No, what is happening? Call this hooks and put it in the cables. Alright, let me put this, place it in the right area here. See what that looks like. There we go. Oh. Alright, and then I'm going to duplicate these, but I'm going to do Alt-D. Alright, I'm going to go into the shader for these. I'm going to mess with some colors here. Just so they match the scene here a little better. We'll do blue. Maybe like a green color. There it is. Alright. Let's see if we can tweak this orb a little bit better. We added another one. Is that too much? Yes, it's too much. Alright, let me just check a couple things here. Alright. I think we're just about done here. GM, will you do an energy effect series soon? Soon. Yes, there's a lot on the list, Kelly. And the energy stuff is definitely my more popular stuff, so it's definitely on the list. See what color. There we go. Maybe that. I think I want this to be overall, this orb, a little higher. And that's it. And then I think I'm pretty much done. Let me make it higher. Keep raising it. Let me up to here. Let's go at its peak, see how high it gets. Maybe up to here. There you go. Let me put some fucking limits here. Cool. Okay, I think the last thing, not the last thing, but let's make it a little closer. Maybe not. Right. Okay. I think I'm calling it here. I think. Hold on. Last couple things. These rocks back here. Okay. Alright. I think I'm done here. Thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you, of course, Kelly, for always supporting me, giving me those super chats. Super Cookie or Space Cookie was here. Thank you for being here. Mohammed was here. Fur, Jaraj, Tyrese. I think that's everybody. Thank you everybody for joining me on this stream today. Hopefully you had fun. I think the results turned out well, especially for me not knowing what I was making today. So I'm glad this turned out pretty decent here. I hope everybody has a great day. Kelly, have a great day. I'll probably see you Thursday. Ferd, I hope you have a great day. Think you're still here. Hope everybody has a great day. In 2 days, I'll be back. I'll be streaming again. We'll be going. I hope everybody has a wonderful time. Take care.